Yeah, my name's Chris. Okay,
Oh, okay.
so I'm personally not a vegan,
Okay.
but I do understand why you are a vegan. Have you ever seen the documentary What the Health on Netflix?
Yeah,
That
I've seen it.
alone made me want to go vegan because that is unreal.
Yeah,
I've
it's
just been
wild.
personally eating meat for so long. I've definitely adjusted a lot. I don't eat pork. I try not to eat beef. The most I'll eat is like really chicken,
Hmm.
but that it's insane.
Yeah, it's really sad, and I think it's really sad that a lot of people just kind of like laugh it off and are like, "Oh, stupid vegans, meat tastes good." Like, look, like we think meat tastes good too, look, right? Like, I didn't stop eating meat because I didn't like the taste of it. It tastes great. It's just like really sad what's happening to these animals, and I think if a lot of more people saw like what's going on behind the scenes, like they actually watched like a cow like look you dead in the eyes as you hold a bolt gun to it. Like I've done this stuff, hold it to its head and like bolt gun it in the head, hang it upside down, slit its throat, bleeds out. A lot of times they're not fully unconscious after you bolt gun them in the head, and they're just thrashing upside down till like they
Yeah.
completely bleed out. Like this stuff is like pretty brutal, and like I don't think
Mhm.
it's like justified. You know what I mean?
I 100% agree. Whenever I seen What the Health, they like showed that there were deceased cows and pigs that were dumped in a trash can. Yeah, I am on TikTok Live. And like all the water would trickle off these dead animals into what the other animals were ingesting, which inevitably we are going to eat that. And that's disgusting. Like, it's crazy. Like I said, I can't bring myself to not eat meat, but I totally understand why people don't eat meat. Like, it's really inhumane
Yeah.
and it's disgusting.
Something I'm really excited for to come out is lab grown meat. I think that'll help a lot of people like you
Oh,
that
yeah.
see like, oh, this is like really wrong, but it's hard for you to stop. Um, but like you like the taste, but you don't want to stop eating meat. So like I think lab grown meat will help a lot of people like you, and that'll
Yeah.
be really awesome.
I would definitely probably not hop on live grown meat immediately. I want to see like what the long term effects of it because it is man made in a sense. So, but I definitely would be down to try it.
Yeah,
I feel like,
I think it's essentially the not I think it is. It's molecularly, it's literally the exact same. Just instead of like grown with like an animal that was like raised in shit and piss, it was like cultured in a lab in like a
mhm,
clumsy environment. You know what I mean? But
yeah.
yeah, I also just think it's weird that people will like be so obsessed with dogs and cats and like get so mad at the Yulin Dog Festival. Like, how could people ever do this to dogs? While meanwhile, like they're like we're eating
Doing
like
in
pig
every
and
other
beef.
animal.
Yeah, doing the exact same thing to a different animal. Yeah,
I
it's wild.
totally agree. Like they say like pigs and cows are probably like the smartest intellectual animals like around, and they are. Like pigs, like whenever they are about to have a baby, they literally will decorate their pin. Like that, if that doesn't show the animal's like intelligent to like another level, I don't know what is. Like how does this animal know in the back of its head it needs to decorate its room to prepare for its baby? Like that it's not just like a dumb animal. Like this animal has emotions. Like it's preparing to be a mother. Like
Yeah,
it's just that's
I,
crazy to me.
I completely agree. Yeah, sounds like we pretty much agree. So I'm gonna move on to the next person and
All
see if I
right.
can debunk some arguments. So thank you for
All
coming
right.
on.
I'm gonna be enjoying watching you argue with people.
All right,
Have a good
peace.
one.
Let's see, Dominic. Ugh. Dominic, you there?
Yeah,
Hey, how's my audio? Can you hear me? Okay.
yeah, you're good.
Okay, cool. What's up, big dog?
So like, is this about like not eating meat?
Yeah, yeah. Yep. Just not eating animals. I'm vegan. I don't eat animal products.
How'd you get so big?
See. A lot of people think that you can't get big on a vegan diet, but there's plenty of like really good sources of protein. Lentils, dude. Before I went vegan, I never even knew what the fuck lentils were. Lentils are awesome. Obviously beans, obviously like peanut butter, nuts, stuff like that. Obviously protein powders. Mock meats are a great source of protein. Tofu's huge, dude. Like once I learned how to cook tofu, that's been huge. Soy milk. So yeah, there's lots of really good sources of protein, vegan protein. People just don't know about them because we're not taught about them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually I power lifted for a little bit. I don't. Oh, he left. Okay. Well, that's a good talk, Dominic. Tofu's bad for you. Yeah, that's not true. A lot of people think it's estrogenic. It has phytoestrogen, which is plant estrogen, and we are not plants. So no, tofu doesn't doesn't affect you, right? It doesn't have the kind of estrogen that affects us because we're not plants. It has phytoestrogen. Meanwhile, the animals that you eat, though, actually has mammalian estrogen, which does affect you because we are mammals. So yeah, that's a common misconception. There's been a meta-analysis on this too, which a meta-analysis is the highest form of scientific evidence, and it shows that soy has no estrogenic effect on us. So to say that is just to disagree with scientific consensus and the highest form of scientific evidence. So yeah, it's just not true. Let's see what else we got. Animals eat animals. Yeah, right. Animals do eat animals, but we don't base our morality off of what animals do, right? Animals also sexually exploit each other without permission. I'm not going to say the word, but you know what word I'm looking for. That doesn't make it justified for us to do that, right? Lions kill and eat babies from other packs. Does that justify us to kill and eat babies of other families? No, of course not. Lions, when they meet each other, sniff each other's asses. Should we be going around sniffing each other's asses to greet each other? No, of course not. We do not base our behavior off of what animals do. Just because animals do something doesn't justify it to us. Animals kill and murder each other in horrendous ways, members of their own species. Would that justify us to kill and murder each other in horrendous ways, members of our own species? No, of course not. So yeah, it's just crazy. Plants are sentient. Plants are not sentient. Plants don't have a brain or a central nervous system, right? And even if plants were sentient, the most moral thing to do would still be to eat plants directly, because due to the laws of thermodynamics, it will always take more plants to feed to animals than what we get out of them, right? Peer-reviewed research shows it takes 13 kilograms of crops to make 1 kilogram of meat. The largest meta-analysis to date by Joseph Poore comparing an omnivorous diet to a vegan diet shows we would reduce global farmland by 75% if we were to switch to a vegan diet because of, one, because of all the grazing land, but two, all the crops that we're going to feed animals. So if you actually were a plant rights activist, that would be a stronger argument for veganism. But yeah, plants aren't sentient. That's silly. Let's see what else we got. We'll go Lucas. Man, I'm bad at pronouncing names. I feel so crap. I know Lucas with an A, but with an O. I don't know if that's gonna be Lucas or what. All right. Let's see. Meat is necessary for nutrition. You're just wrong, right? Like, I don't understand why people talk about, and no offense, I'm not trying to be a dick, but I don't know why people talk so confidently about things they clearly know nothing about, right? The largest group of nutrition experts in the entire world, the American Dietetic Association, a group of certified nutrition experts of over 210,000 of them, states in a peer-reviewed statement that the vegan diet is healthy at all stages of life. We have the Adventist Health Study 2, which shows vegans have the lowest risk of chronic disease. We have the vegetarian cohort, which shows vegans have...
Yo, I'm taking a shit right now.
It's not true. Hey, sorry, man. What's up, bro? Oh, okay. So, he left. I'm going to do this guy because this is actually my name, too. And he just joined, so... Hunter, what's up, my dude?
You tell me you don't eat cheeseburgers?
No, I don't eat cheeseburgers. I'll eat vegan cheeseburgers. Not cow cheeseburger though.
How the fuck you make a burger out of plants?
Yeah, just fucking Impossible Burger, bro. You ever tried the Impossible Burger?
Nope.
Try it one time, dude. For real, go Burger King. Try it one time. I bet you won't hate it. A lot of my family that eats meat, dude, they don't mind it, for real. Just what? So what, people come in, say a one-liner, and then leave? Do they expect me to get, like, triggered or something? Oh, man. Helios the Ginger Cat. I feel like I've seen this person before. They're either going to be cool or really toxic, because I know the name. Which means they probably comment on my stuff a lot, which can be a good or a bad thing. Let's see what else we got. Vegan diet's expensive. Yeah, that's wrong, right? Literally the cheapest foods on planet Earth are all vegan, right? Lentils, beans, rice, legumes, oats, pasta, potatoes, all vegan, all the cheapest foods on planet Earth. There was actually a study out of Oxford comparing a vegan diet to an omnivorous diet, and it showed that the vegan diet is 33% cheaper, right? So to say otherwise, like, you just have no idea what you're talking about. People think the vegan diet's more expensive because they see, like, all these, like, mock meats and stuff like that and think that, like, that's necessary for a vegan diet. It's not. You don't need any of that, right? Like literally beans, rice, lentils, potatoes, oats, pasta, all vegan, all the cheapest foods available. Let's see what else we got. Meat tastes good. That's my justification, right? Cannibals think humans taste good. Is that a justification for cannibals to eat you because they think you taste good? I would think not. Right, taste is just a sense of pleasure. Sorry, I didn't look at your
Sorry to
name.
interrupt. Did you hear
Andrew,
me?
what's up, Andrew?
Hey, man. Yeah. You're Hunter, right?
Yes, sir.
Um, so this is an interesting little take that we have like 1,000 people in here, and you have really definitive points about that. I've been vegan for about 5 years now,
Oh, wow.
but I have a little bit of a unusual take on it,
Okay.
and I'm actually questioning it right now. I'm not sure if I'm vegan.
Yeah, what's
Are
up?
you interested in elaborating on like having a little bit of debate?
What's that?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, no, I can hear you. You said something debate.
Just a little bit of debate on like what's your stance on veganism or what it means to just be vegan or eat
Yeah.
plant-based.
Do you want me to tell you
Okay,
like
so
my definition and how I define veganism and how I go about it? Because I have a different take
before
than
you
most
do,
vegans.
I just wanted to make a point about something that I do, and then you can have like
Yeah.
a disagreement or an agreement with it. Now, for me, I've been vegan for 5 years. I initially had it for health reasons, right? And I I didn't really care about animals. I've been eating for 26 years, right? Meat, and I loved meat, and that's just what I did. But I decided to just go vegan. I'm like, okay, screw it. Let me just try it. And I did it for 2 years, and then I realized that I was doing it for the animals. So then that's why I switched my philosophy that I'm doing it for the animals and not just for health. There is a multitude of reasons as to why veganism helps the environment, helps the obviously animals, the morality and all those things. There's a lot of people here that they see vegans and they're just it's obnoxious to them because
Yep.
yeah, I get it. Like we're like as if we're controlling their lifestyle, right?
Well, I get it
But
too.
I
Like, if
mean,
you have
it's
somebody telling you something that you've done your entire life
yeah,
is wrong and immoral, like you're gonna get defensive. I totally understand. Like I was the same way.
yeah, and I totally get it because, but it's triggering. But the truth is, it's not your uh, it's not your body. The animal's body is not your up to your decision, and it's not up for them to decide because it's disingenuous to like if you have like this is my stance.
Okay.
Uh, the the same way that most people find it easy not to eat a cat or a dog is the same exact reason that I find it easy not to eat a cow, chicken, or a pig,
Exactly.
right? And that makes complete sense to me. Now, this is where I'm kind of like, I don't know if I'm vegan though, and I
Okay.
would love your opinion on this.
Absolutely.
Um, so I live with my family, right? And none of them are vegan, and I've had multiple discussions and debates with them about veganism and how it's morally unjust. It doesn't, you being hypocritical if plants have feelings and this and the whole argument, right?
Oh yeah, trust me, we've heard them all.
Uh, um, so I've kind of like accepted their philosophy on it, and like for me, I'll go to a restaurant, right? I'll go somewhere, and I don't necessarily try to like get them to eat vegan, or I don't like I'll give you an example. Like let's say I go to a restaurant and they have both vegan and non-vegan options. I will buy them the non-vegan option because I feel like it's a a privilege in a way, I'm in a situation where, like I don't want to like
So
make
is
them
what
feel left out.
is what?
So I'll buy them non-vegan food, but that makes me a hypocrite because that makes me not vegan. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
what do you think of
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. So basically, what you're saying is like you're like, am I vegan because like I buy my non-vegan family members non-vegan food? Is that pretty much what you're saying?
Yeah, and my friends too. Like I'm not gonna like force it down their throat and
So,
stuff.
so this is
You know?
how I, yes. So this is how I look at it. Yes, I absolutely think you are vegan. I wouldn't call you not vegan, right? Would I do that personally? I wouldn't. But on the other hand, like I can see where you're coming from, where it's like my family was gonna buy this anyway. So if I like, regardless if I bought it for them or not, they were going to buy it. So like either way, it's going to result in like an animal dying, whether I do it or not. So I can at
Yeah.
least see where you're coming from, even although I personally won't do that because I personally wouldn't want to what's the word? Contribute to that.
Yeah.
So like I'm not gonna sit here and be like, dude, you're a piece of shit. You know what I mean? Like I get
I
it.
mean,
Yeah, I mean,
I've
yeah,
tried, man, but
I call you vegan, and like if they're gonna buy it anyway, and you're just like, okay, I got the tab, guys. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you paid
yeah,
for it. Like, either way, that animal's dying. So like, I get it. Would I do it? No, I wouldn't. But like, I'm not gonna sit here and like be like, dude, you're not vegan. You know what I mean? Because it sounds like you get it. You get the morality part of it. You get the ethics.
yeah.
Would I do it? No. But like, I'm not gonna call you not a vegan, though.
And that's perfect. That's the kind of philosophy that I want to have on veganism. I think that you have taken the time and initiative to be in a headspace and someone that is like really surrounded your, I guess, your life with people that are vegan and individuals that try to eat plant-based, and you don't try to put yourself in a situation where you have to buy someone else so that they don't feel left out or they feel like they're imposing, which is ironic because as vegans we don't believe like that we're above animals in that sense. It's like
Yeah.
um
Yeah, well,
but
actually, I'll even say this. Actually, I actually do think that humans are more important than animals. I just don't think we're so much more
interesting.
important that like our taste buds are worth more than their entire life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's like such a common sense thing. It's like it's crazy. I mean, I'll be honest, it triggered me. I'm 30 now. It's
Mhm.
been 4 years that I've been vegan, and I
I think for me,
oh my God,
the most
I'm
frustrating
sorry.
part is like how dishonest people are about it. Like they're so dishonest. Like all of a sudden you're a plants right activist, bro. Like really, you're really gonna sit here and tell me cutting a blade of grass is the same thing as slitting a puppy's throat? Like, be real, dude. You know what I
Like
mean?
yeah,
Like,
like the
it's
the
so
day that you
dishonest.
convinced me that you put a carrot and a rabbit next to each other, which one has feelings? Like get out of
Right.
here, you know?
It's unbelievable how dishonest people are. But
But the thing is though, it's not so much of a response of intellect, it's more of a response of like emotional triggering. So they
yeah,
just want to
yeah.
get a rise out of you. But obviously people have the capacity for empathy and have the capacity for animals, and they feel things. Even people that are meat eaters, they'll look at a cow that's crying on those horrible, slaughter videos and stuff, and then they have the empathy. But then someone made a comment. I forget maybe you can tell me what it is. It's cognitive dissonance, right? I think.
Cognitive dissonance, yeah.
Yeah, where you cannot correlate the two things of empathy with
Like,
how
you
animals feel.
realize animal abuse is bad. Like you realize if someone were to kick a dog, that's bad. But somehow
Yeah,
you have this cognitive dissonance to where you don't think about if kicking a dog is bad, then why is slitting a cow's throat not bad when slitting throats is worse than kicking?
exactly. That's my stance. I'm gonna jump off this thing. I think that there's probably a few other people that want to, you know,
Sure,
they
for
they
sure.
want to have a debate with you or like tell you what things. But let's just do this. I'm gonna play the devil's advocate. Please, I'm gonna pretend I'm like not vegan, and you just correct me.
Okay.
Plants have feelings.
Yeah, I would just say plants don't have a brain or a central nervous system. People might say, "Oh, but they react to things." Well, so do phones and calculators, right? That doesn't mean they're sentient. And even if somebody was a true plants right activist, like they really did think plants were sentient, which nobody actually thinks that. The most moral thing to do would still be go vegan because the animals we eat require more plants. It requires 13 kilograms of crops just to make 1 kilogram of meat. So that's still a stronger argument for veganism, even if somebody did actually think that mowing their lawn was worse than cutting a puppy's throat.
Exactly. Now, again, to play the devil's advocate. Oh, soy products. We're consuming more soy products, and it's detrimental as vegans for us to be eating more soy than the animals.
Yeah, yeah, people think that, but that's actually not true. Per USDA, 80% of soy is grown and fed to livestock, so that's something somebody cared about. That's, again, a stronger argument to go vegan, right? And I
Yeah,
don't get why people hate on soy so much. Like, there's this myth going around that it's estrogenic. Well, it's phytoestrogenic, meaning plant estrogen, and, like, we're not plants, so, like, it's not harmful to us.
yeah.
But
And then
Andrew,
the
I'm going to
biggest
get
one,
going on
oh,
to the next person because I'm going to try to get through everyone as much as I can. It was really good
you
talking
got
to
it,
you, bro,
man.
okay? Hey,
No
have fun,
problem,
okay,
no
man?
problem.
Hey, hit me up in any of my posts. Message me. I'll try to remember your name, Andrew C. I'll follow you back and message me if you ever need anything. Okay, brother?
All right, boss.
All right, peace. Okay, we'll go on to the next one. We'll go to Zeldaya, I think. Zeldaya, is that how I pronounce it?
Zelda, yeah.
Zelda. Sorry, I can't. I'm far away from my phone. I'm sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. I
What's up,
actually
Zelda?
literally like just joined because I'm very passionate about this subject. I've been vegan for like 4 years now, and I've been vegetarian for longer than that.
Oh wow, this is
But yeah.
wild. Usually I get like just like bacon trolls, like meat eaters that absolutely hate vegans on my stream. So to get two vegans in a row is actually crazy.
I know, yeah, it's really sad that like a lot of people just kind of like directly attack like when
Dude,
it comes to that, they feel very like attacked themselves. When I
yeah.
try to make people very like comfortable, like I go to restaurants and stuff with like my family and stuff, and they'll like make fun of me like all the time.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I just
Yeah.
laugh about it. Like people will call me like Gatherer because my first name's actually Hunter. I'm like, that is pretty
Oh
funny.
yeah. I'm sure you get that a lot where it's like, oh, but you're not blah blah blah. And the fact that you're like such a big guy too, and everyone's like, oh, you must eat meat, and that's like completely
Yeah,
just not like necessary.
yeah.
That so many people think it's so necessary. I have a friend who is like a bodybuilder. And he actually switched to a vegan diet and like got bigger. Like he felt
Hey, once you're
better.
farmed up, you got all that energy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think it's just it's a very interesting subject, and for some people it's really touchy. So I try to like be sensitive about it, like for the meat eaters,
Oh,
like
for
because
sure.
they get so defensive
My,
sometimes.
my general rule is I give the energy that I'm receiving. So if somebody's being chill to me, I'm going to be chill to them. If somebody's being a dick bag to me, I'm just going to be a dick bag back. Whatever energy somebody gives me, I just show that mutual like respect back. That's pretty much what I
Exactly.
feel about it.
Yeah, that's what I do too. And I really don't bring it up whenever it comes to like, you know, eating somewhere else or with like, people like in big group. Like I don't really like mention it. Like a lot of my friends didn't even know I was vegan for a long time until we like ate somewhere, just because like I don't know, it feels like such a sensitive topic for some
Me,
people.
dude, it annoys me so much when people are like, "Huh, how do you know someone's vegan? They'll tell you." Like, dude, and like in real life, like I pretty rarely talk about veganism unless somebody else brings it up first. Like, yes, I'm doing this on the internet because it's a great way to reach a lot of people, and like I'm doing activism right now. Like, if I go out and do activism, obviously I'm gonna talk about it. But like, if I'm just like at a like, random restaurant, like I'm not just gonna fucking bring it up. It's usually my friends that bring it up.
Exactly. It's always like personally like my family whenever I go out and eat. Like I really try to just fly under the radar with that kind of stuff. And but I'll order something and I'll be like, "Oh, can I have it without this and without that?" And everyone's like, "Oh, you're having it without." I'm like, "Yes, like is that a problem? Like why do you care one like so much about what I'm eating?" And I was like, "If you have questions about it, I'll ask or I'll answer." But it's just
That's actually how I got so good at arguing veganism is because I
mhm.
was forced to argue my veganism, right? I was growing up in like a hunting family. Like I have deer antlers tattooed on me. I used to hunt. My first name's Hunter. So like by sheer virtue of me being vegan, like I had to debate it almost like every day of my life. Like my family would always want to argue with me. My friends would always want to argue with me. So I got so good at arguing with it because I was forced to defend my veganism like almost every day of my life.
Yeah, yep, that's pretty much me too. And my uh grandparents are very like traditional, so they
Hello?
also they would they
I think she,
uh,
I think, I don't know if you can hear me, but I think she went, goodbye. You haven't argued today? Yeah, I know everybody joining me as vegans, which I'm cool with it. I'll talk to vegans. The last person, I don't know if you can hear me. You broke up. That's why I had to end it. It was good talking to you though. Who is this?
How's it going?
Hey, what's up, boss? I'm just trying to see here. I'll just call you platform.
Yeah, for sure. Call me Dom if you want. So I have a question for you. Do you
Yep.
think that it's not? What about poor people who can't go vegan?
Look, if somebody literally can't go vegan, like I'm not gonna tell them to go vegan if it's impossible for them to go vegan, right?
But
Like
you're saying
that's
that
insane.
but
No,
your whole argument is behind killing animals, right?
rights violations to animals.
Right. So they would still be violating that right?
Yeah, they would, but if they literally cannot go vegan, like if they're eating it out of necessity, like it is what it is. I'm not gonna judge somebody. In the same way, if somebody was like on a fucking island surviving and they had to kill another human to survive, like you know, it sucks. It is what it is, but I'm not going to judge them for it, right? But
So
you
what
see
about?
other people though? The vegan diet actually is cheaper on average,
No,
right?
it's absolutely
Like
not.
for instance, we got
You're gonna
lentils.
try to bring up meat and say meat's more expensive, but what you don't understand about the vegan
Hey,
diet
boss,
is
if
you have
you're
to
gonna
cook
ask me a
everything.
question,
Everything has
if you're gonna
everything
ask me
has
a
to be.
question, you have to let me respond, right? You can't interrupt when I'm responding, okay?
What was my question?
So the cheapest foods available are lentils, beans, rice, potatoes, pasta. All the cheapest foods are vegan.
Yeah,
There was a
great.
study done by Oxford comparing an omnivorous diet to a vegan diet, and it shows a vegan diet is 33% cheaper. So if the cheapness of a diet is something you care about, that would be a stronger reason to go vegan.
So once again, what about people who can't cook? What about people who don't have the ability to
If somebody
cook?
can't cook, I don't understand what's the differentiating factor between them eating meat and them being vegan, right? And I always notice when people get on, they always do this. What about this person? What about this person, right?
No, I have
But what
another
about people
stance
who
that
can go
you're
vegan,
not
right?
going to be
What
able to
about people who
explain.
can go vegan? That's the kind of people I'm talking to. I'm not talking
Okay,
about
so let's talk about those.
some like Swahili tribesmen that can't go vegan, right? I'm on TikTok right now talking to people with access to
Great.
Wi-Fi and a cell phone.
Great.
I want to know why they aren't vegan.
Great.
So
I want to
on
ask you,
platform, are
why?
vegan? Do
What
you
percent of
violate
America
the
has an
right to censor
iron
vegans?
deficiency?
What's that?
What percent of America has an iron deficiency?
I have no idea. You're stop dodging my question, right?
Okay, what's your question? I can answer your question. I'm about to destroy your argument.
Yes or no? Huh?
What?
Are you vegan? Yes or no?
Absolutely not.
Okay. So that means you think it is justified to farm animals, slit their throats, and turn them into cheeseburgers, correct?
So you're just trying to
So I'm asking you a question.
No.
so don't
You're
dodge.
not gonna
Do
you're
you
not
think
gonna
it's
try to like
justified? Stop dodging.
twist
Stop
my
dodging.
words
Stop
into what
dodging.
you want to
Stop
say.
dodging. Stop
So let me
dodging.
explain
Stop
something.
dodging.
What percent of
Stop
America
dodging.
non-heme
Right.
iron it cannot
So I'm going to ask you again. So do you think it's justified? So do you think it's justified to farm
if
animals?
you're
slit their
gonna
throats,
kick
and turn
me
them
and
into
this is how you're gonna
cheeseburgers?
run your lives, that's
So
embarrassing
do you?
debate.
So well, I'm asking you a question and you're dodging. So I'll ask you
I
again.
said no. I don't think it's okay. I don't think big farming is
Oh,
okay.
so wait. You don't think what's okay?
I don't think large farming corporations is okay.
Well, what about small farming? What about family, close, local, free range family farms? Do you think
Absolutely,
that?
I think it's okay.
Okay, cool. So you think it's justified to farm animals locally and then slit their throat and turn them into a cheeseburger?
Yes.
Do you think it would be justified to do the exact same things to humans? Say we have free range local humans
Well, you are
farmed
doing
by
that.
family.
You are
Do you think
doing
it'd be
that.
okay to
You're
farm them,
doing
slit
that
their
because you're
throat,
not
and turn them
allowing
into
poor
cheeseburgers?
people to go vegan. Your stance is you want everybody to go vegan. Well,
Platform,
poor people,
dude,
so you're destroying
you
the poor
gotta answer my question.
population.
You gotta stop dodging. Stop dodging. Would it be justified to farm humans locally and free range? Yes or
No.
no?
We have a different. We are on the top of the animal
Stop
kingdom.
dodging.
You are
You're
so
not. Stop
at a
dodging.
basic
I'm
level
asking you a
understanding
very
of
simple.
science.
I am
Clearly,
asking you a very simple
I
yes
just
or no
told you
question.
no.
Oh, it wouldn't be justified. Okay, great.
So no,
So you
let
have
me
one
speak now.
situation
You're not
where
going
you
to
think it
just
would be
keep blasting
justified.
me with
Stop
questions and
talking,
not let me
dude.
respond.
Stop interrupting me.
So when you talk about, you're pathetic, bro.
Okay, so you think it's justified to farm animals humanely and locally?
Let me give my
You don't think
response
it's
to it.
justified to farm humans locally and humanely. That means there is a morally relevant
No,
difference
you're trying
between
now to
humans
put
and
a
animals that
conclusion
justifies
into my
farming
mouth
animals
that I
but not
never
humans.
said.
What is that difference?
Yeah, absolutely. We're at the top of the animal kingdom.
Okay, cool. We're at the top of the animal kingdom. So now, if humans weren't at the top of the animal
We
kingdom,
are,
would it
so
be
it's
okay
not
to farm them,
hypothetical.
slit their throats, and turn them into cheeseburgers?
You're trying to play a hypothetical game that's not going to work. 'Cause it's not.
I'll ask you again. I didn't ask you
Humans are at the
a
top of the
hypothetical
animal
game.
kingdom.
The question was, if humans weren't at the top of the food chain, would it be morally
We are at
justified
the
to
top.
farm them
I'm
and
not
slit their
answering that because
throats?
we're at the
Yes
top
or
of the
no?
food chain. We're at the top of the food chain.
I didn't ask if we were at the top of the food chain. That
We
was
are
the
at the
question
top.
I asked you, right? Now stop dodging.
No,
I
bro,
asked
who do
if
you
it were
think
the
you
case
are? I
that
don't know.
humans
You're the
weren't at
worst
the top
vegan
of the food
debater I've
chain.
debated.
I
Actually.
asked you if it were not the case that humans weren't
You're
at the top
actually
of
the
the food
worst
chain.
debater I've debated when it comes
Okay,
to veganism.
so you're just rambling. I just want everybody to notice that he won't answer this question because he's in a trap, right?
Wait, I just
If he
said, I
answers
just told
yes,
you because
it's
the
justified. He looks insane. If he answers no, then he's contradicting himself. So he has to ramble over me and not let me talk, right?
I just
So I'll
told
ask
you
one more time,
humans
platform.
are at the top of the
I will
food
ask
chain.
one more time. I'm not asking you if humans are at the top of the food chain.
Well, I'm not going to
asking
answer
you
a hypothetical
if humans were
situation.
not-
So
I'm
explain to
asking
me
you if
how
humans
you
were
how you
not at the top
convert
of the food chain, would it be
non-heme
morally
iron into
justified to
heme
farm
iron.
humans? Yes or no?
How do you convert non-heme iron into
Okay,
heme iron?
so this is your last chance.
If you don't have the enzyme working.
Next dodge is a kick.
So again, you don't care about humans.
If humans were not at the
You're
top
anti-human,
of the food chain,
clearly.
would it be morally justified to farm them and turn them into food?
It's
yes
a stupid ass question.
Yes or no?
No.
Okay, so that's a contradiction. You just contradicted yourself, platform.
There you go.
P and
Now
not
go play with
the
yourself.
morally relevant difference between
got
humans
me on
and
that
animals
one. Everyone in the
is and
comments
is
knows
not
you
that
sound
they're at the top of
stupid.
the food chain. Do you concede you just contradicted yourself?
Okay, can I give you my argument?
Do you concede that you just contradicted yourself?
Dude,
Do you concede that you just contradicted yourself?
You think you have a position of power?
Do you concede that you just contradicted yourself? Yes or no?
No.
Okay, so I'm going to run you through.
So here we go, bro. Let me explain something
asked
to you.
The morally relevant difference.
You're dumb as fuck. Let me explain something to you. If you knew anything about science,
give you one more chance. This is your last chance. If you talk again while I'm talking, you're gone.
If you knew anything about biochemistry, you would understand there's a lot more that goes into being a vegan than there's not.
Okay. So yep. So if you're just gonna dodge and ramble, right, I'm just gonna kick you. So he contradicted himself. He called himself in a corner. I asked him the morally relevant difference between humans and animals that justifies farming animals for food, but not humans. He said it's that we're at the top of the food chain. So I said, if humans weren't at the top of the food chain, would it now be morally justified to farm humans and slit their throats to turn them into cheeseburgers? He said no, leading him to a contradiction, a formal contradiction, P and not P, meaning the morally relevant difference between humans and animals is and is not that we're at the top of the food chain. And that's why he had to keep rambling and talking over me, because he contradicted himself, right? So if you're going to join, I'll be happy to let you talk, but you have to let me talk as well, right? Especially because I'm talking so far away from my phone, it's hard to hear me. Hello?
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, what's up?
So, I want to go back to what you were mentioning with him about would it be morally justified? The answer is yes. And here's the reason why I believe it is. We do that already. We slaughter people for no other reason than we just don't like their shoes. So, us being at the top of the food chain means nothing. We're only at the top of the, food chain until we meet something that can beat us, right? We have weapons, we have tools, we have technology, we have reason. Animals can slaughter us with just their bare claws, jaws, tails, what have you. If we were to slaughter human beings, like we slaughter chickens, and we use their meat to eat and sustain ourselves, this is not uncommon practice for any animal. There are many animals in the animal kingdom that are predators that will eat themselves. That being said, while I understand the concept of veganism is to preserve life, I would say as long as you're trying to preserve life ethically, sure, that makes sense. But we don't preserve human life ethically because we have no problem slaughtering, a person over a pair of J's. We have no problem.
Okay. Well, I think it would absolutely be not justified to slaughter a person over a pair of shoes, right? Just because someone else does something I consider immoral doesn't mean I think it's morally right? Tons of wrong things go on in this planet. I don't think just because something happens makes it okay. So I want to make this very clear with you. You think if humans were not at the top of the food chain, it would be moral to Holocaust humans and slit their throats on a mass scale for cheeseburgers? You think that would be moral to you? Do you think that would be okay to do?
Yes.
Okay, so we just have fundamental disagreement.
We do. But here's the thing. That's perfectly fine.
Look, if I can't get you to believe in human rights, I don't know how the hell you expect me to get you to believe in animal rights, right?
Okay,
if aliens came down and we were no longer at the top of the food chain, it would all of a sudden be moral for us to start farming each other and slitting each other's throats and holocausting humans? Like, there's nothing I can say to you, bro. There's nothing I can say to you.
Hold on. So
that's fucking wild, dude. Imagine thinking it would be morally justified to Holocaust humans for cheeseburgers if an alien species came down and we were no longer at the top of the food chain, right? That's just insane to me. It would all of a sudden just be okay to Holocaust humans. That's just wild. But these are the kinds of positions you have to hold as a non-vegan, right? That'll be a good clip. That's just so wild to me. Like, what if, like, say, like, white people weren't at the top of the food chain? Would it be, like, okay to Holocaust them and slit their throats for cheeseburgers? Like, you'd have to say yes to that to remain logically consistent. That's just wild. But these are the kinds of positions that you have to hold when you're not vegan. Oh my God. We'll go James next. I'm gonna start going at the bottom because I think the more recent ones at the top are probably been there for a while and they're probably not there anymore.
Hey, can you hear me?
Oh God, that's brutal. Hey, what's your name? James. Yeah, what's up, James?
Hey, how come I can't go live?
What you mean you want your camera on?
Let me see.
You should be able to click your box.
Hold on, I'm doing too many things.
Is that what you're trying to do, James? You're trying to get your video camera up?
Yeah.
You should be able to, I think click your box and then click the video camera. If that doesn't work, I can end it and
Can you see me now?
What's that?
You know what I don't understand about vegans?
What's up, bud?
Oh my God, no, hold on. How come I never see y'all with animals?
I have 2 dogs right here. What do you mean? Plenty of vegans are on animals all the time. A lot of vegans volunteer at animal sanctuaries. I used to work on a dairy farm growing up.
Oh,
I have 2 pigs. I have 2 dogs. But are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you see me?
Okay, cool. So I just got a few basic questions for you. One, I'm guessing you're not vegan?
Nope.
Okay. So 2, do you think it's morally justified to farm animals?
Yes.
Okay, so 3, if we were to replace those animals with humans, everything else is held exactly equal. Do you think it'd be okay to be farming humans?
If you put the time and quality in like I do these goats, yes.
Yeah, so to be clear, if you gave humans a good life first, you think it would be justified to farm them and slit their throats to turn them into cheeseburgers. Is that your position?
They don't usually, they do it quick and justified.
Yeah. So yeah, okay. So again, if I can't get you to believe in human rights, bro, I can't get you to believe in animal rights. Like, if you think it's justified to farm humans and slit their throats to turn them into a cheeseburger because you gave them a good life first, I can't get you to believe in animal rights, bro. Like, look, if you don't believe in human rights, I can't get you to believe in animal rights. Like, that's just the end of the conversation. Oh my God. We're getting some psychopaths today. Holy shit. I don't believe in these people actually believe this, by the way. Is this Kate? Sorry, dude. The phone's so far away. Kendall? What's up, Kendall?
Yeah, my name's Kendall. Hi, how are you doing?
Good, boss. How about yourself?
I'm doing good.
Good.
I'm just, the thing that I don't understand about vegans is why do they always judge us that eat meat I'd never judged the vegans for not eating meat.
Yeah. So it's pretty simple. I try not thinking of it as judging the person because I don't like when people feel like personally attacked. I don't think that's a good way to go about it. Like all my best friends, all my family, they all eat meat. But I do judge the action. I think the action is immoral and wrong, right? So just because I think the action you're doing is wrong doesn't mean I think you're a bad person. And the reason we judge the action is because we don't think there's any moral justification to be farming animals and slitting their throats just so we can eat them, right? We don't think our taste buds are worth more than their entire life.
Right. And also, I think that we humans are actually supposed to eat meat because we have our canines, in our mouth, even though we have to cook our meat, it's not like animals that don't have to cook meat. There's a lot of animals that don't cook meat because their stomachs are adapted to eat uncooked vegetables. But since we have a brain, that tells us to cook things, even vegetables, we can't eat all vegetables raw either. We have to cook some vegetables and stuff like that. That's the reason why we have to cook our food because, we're evolved to a point to where we can cook our food and stuff. So
yeah, so yeah, I don't think we were meant to do anything. Like, I don't believe in a creator or anything. I just think shit's random and I'm an atheist. But anyway, to your point about canines, the largest canines on planet Earth belong to an herbivore, right? I think it's the hippo. I could be wrong, but you can look it up. Plenty of
Right.
herbivores have larger canines than us, right? Just because we have canines and we can eat meat doesn't necessarily mean it's morally justified to do so, right? Like I have fists. I can go punch my dog right now. I have the ability to do that because I was given a fist. That doesn't mean I'm morally justified to do that. Just because I have a body part that can do something doesn't morally justify me to harm others with that body part. So something consistency check I like to run is it's called name the trait, right? So essentially, like I'm guessing you think it's morally justified to farm animals, slit their throats, and turn them into cheeseburgers. I'm guessing you think that's fine.
Yeah, sure. I mean,
Yeah, so
not
now,
all animals. I mean, there's some animals that are not clean that I wouldn't eat, but
okay, yeah, that's fine.
most animals, yeah.
That's fine, but you
The
think
animals that we deem clean anyway.
yeah. Now, if we were to replace those animals with humans, and we were to be farming humans instead of animals, do you think it would still be morally justified to be farming humans, slitting their throats, and turning them into cheeseburgers?
No, because
Okay.
we have evolved, and like I said, our brain capacity makes us the top of the food chain. Now, if
Top of the food chain. Yeah. So let's say if tomorrow like aliens came down and we were no longer top of the food chain, would it now be morally justified to you? Do you think it would be okay to start farming humans and slitting their throats to turn them into cheeseburgers? Would it now be morally justified?
no, I don't think so.
So that's
I
going
mean,
to
I
be a
wouldn't want to
contradiction
be.
on your view, right?
I
So
wouldn't
that's going
want
to
to
be
be eat. You know.
yeah, so that's going to be P and not P. That's just a formal contradiction, meaning the morally relevant difference between humans and animals that justifies killing and eating animals for food, but not humans, is and is not being on top of the food chain. So that's just an incoherent position. It ends in a contradiction.
Right, but see, we humans have more empathy and stuff for the animals. They really don't know much. All they know is they're alive.
Yeah,
With
so if we
animals.
took a mentally disabled person and the mentally disabled person only knew that he was alive, would it now be justified to slit that mentally disabled person's throat and turn him into a cheeseburger?
Well, no, I
So,
mean
so
it
that's going to
wouldn't.
end in another contradiction, right? Meaning the morally relevant difference between humans and animals that justifies eating animals but not humans is and is not that they just know they're alive.
Right, but see, we've been eating meat for a couple of million years now.
Yep. So
Even
let's say that we've been eating humans for a couple million years now. Would it now be morally justified to farm humans and slit their throats and turn them into cheeseburgers?
well, there was societies that did
Well, I'm
eat
not
humans
asking if
that
there
did
was societies that did that.
did practice cannibalism, but I wouldn't call it morally justified because
Yeah.
cannibalism I don't think is right. So
Yeah. So that's just going to be another contradiction, right? Meaning the morally relevant difference between people and animals that justifies farming them and slitting their throats and turning them into cheeseburgers is and is not that we've done it for a long time. And I don't mean this is a hard consistency check to deal with if you've never dealt with it before. So I'm kind of putting you in a tough space, and I'm not trying to do that. The only reason I'm doing this is to demonstrate that I don't believe there's any true morally relevant difference between humans and animals that justifies farming animals and slitting their throats, but not doing the same to humans, right? So and that's why I'm vegan. So I don't think we should be doing that to humans or animals. And that's not to say that humans and animals are of equal importance. I do think humans are more important. That's just to say that animals are of enough importance to not have their throat slit and be turned into a cheeseburger.
right. Well, what if we didn't hunt animals and stuff, and animals started overpopulating the world? What would happen then?
Yeah, well, I don't think that would happen, right? Because the only reason that we have so many animals like cows, chickens, pigs that bred into existence right now is because of just that. We breed them into existence. It's basic supply and demand. When we pay for a product, that product gets supplied to us, right? So if we put more demand on a product, that farmer is going to supply more to us. So they breed more of these animals into existence. So if we stop paying for the product, they would stop breeding these animals into existence. And so actually the exact opposite would happen, and their numbers would go down, not up. But yeah, for all
No,
these,
that's not the case. I mean,
well,
I'm a deer hunter. The reason why they regulate the deer hunting is so that we won't overkill the deer population. But if there was no hunters to hunt the deer population, then the deers would get so overly populated they'd be running out in the roads, and they would also that you wouldn't be able to drive. In other words, is what I'm saying, because there
Yeah.
would be too many wild animals taking over the roadways and stuff like that, because we already have deers that hit cars already, and they're thinned out by the hunters. So,
Yeah. So
I mean,
so now we're not talking about farm animals anymore. Now we're talking about hunting. So let's say
right.
So now you're saying it's justified to hunt deer in virtue of overpopulation. One, deer self-regulate, right? Like there's literally a island in Japan where deer aren't hunted. It's legal to hunt them, and they have no predators, and they're just fine because they self-regulate, right? But two, let's say they would overpopulate, right? Do you think it's justified to farm deer in virtue of overpopulation? It sounds like you do.
Yeah, I would think. I mean, I don't see nothing wrong with farming deer, but I mean,
No,
the
not farming.
government.
Sorry, not farming. Hunting. Maybe I accidentally said farming. Hunting
You
deer.
did say farming.
My bad. I
Yeah,
apologize.
yeah, yeah. I think it would be morally justified to hunt deer. I think those people that's on that island in Japan, I think that they actually do hunt the deer as a reason why they don't get overly populated. You
No, it's
know,
actually illegal.
because even
It's actually illegal, and until like 100 or so years ago, the death penalty was enforced if you hunted them. But that's irrelevant. We can just not talk about that. Okay, so you think it's justified to hunt deer in virtue of overpopulation? Humans are very overpopulated, right? There's plenty of areas in the world where humans are overpopulated. Do you think it's justified to hunt humans in areas of the world where they're overpopulated?
I do not think that, but there are people that do think that
Right.
humans
Well, I'm
should
not
be
asking
killed.
if
I
there are
mean,
people that.
because they had a statue in Georgia, in the state of Georgia, was talking about reducing the human population, but I don't agree with reducing
Yeah,
the
yeah,
human
no, I'm
population.
not asking if there are people that think that. I'm sure there are. Like I've had multiple people in my life today who have said they're fine with holocausting humans for cheeseburgers. So like there are people out there with crazy ideas. I don't deny that. But you don't think it would be justified to hunt humans in virtue of overpopulation. Which so now I just got to ask again, what's the morally relevant difference between humans and animals that makes it justified to hunt animals in virtue of overpopulation, but not humans in virtue of overpopulation?
Yeah. I mean, the morality of it would be, I would think is I mean, I do agree that there are some immoral things that happen with farming, and also with animals, because people mistreat animals, even with their but they kill more than just for food. I think people should be just like the indigenous people was, or the Native Americans was. They only killed for when they got hungry, but
Yeah. So I don't think there are. So just to be clear, do you think there's any morally relevant difference between humans and animals that justifies hunting animals in virtue of overpopulation, but not humans?
Yeah, I would think so. Like I said, we're a lot smarter than the animals, and
Okay, smart. So
and
intelligence. So is it justified to hunt humans with the same level of intelligence of animals?
I mean, it's kind of hard to answer your question there. But I see where you're getting at.
To
But
me, that looks
I
bad. To
see
me,
what
that's
you're
an
getting.
obvious no. Like, I think it would be
Right.
atrocious to say it's okay to hunt a mentally disabled person just because they're not as intelligent as me. Like, that's insane to me. That's
Right.
insane that somebody would think it's justified to hunt somebody just because they're less intelligent. But I mean, if you
Right.
think
Right.
that,
Well,
and there's nothing I can do, right? I would just say I don't think most people hold that view. And like, if you don't believe in human rights, I can't get you to believe in animal rights.
right. Well, I believe in human rights, but is what I'm saying
Just
is
not if
that.
they're
But I don't believe in animal rights because they can't create a society, like we do and
right. There's
stuff.
plenty of humans that can't create societies either, right? Like there's plenty of humans. Like heck, I couldn't create a society. I'm too stupid to create a society, right?
No, actually, we are a society because we are all joined together in under governments. I mean, then there's also societies that are joined together,
That's not what you were
not
saying though. You
under
were saying
government.
you were saying the morally relevant difference between humans and animals that justifies killing animals but not humans is that is that having the capability of building societies. Well, there's plenty of humans that don't have the capability of building societies, right? I would think that you wouldn't think it's justified to slit somebody's throat just because they're not capable of building society.
Well, where are those humans that are not capable of building societies? Like I said,
one's right here.
I mean, one person, no, is not a society. I mean, but
what's that?
Most of the time, I said one person is not a society, but what I'm saying is most of the time people gather together in groups, you know, in cities and stuff like that, and also in the country part of
I'm not sure what people gathering together in groups in the cities and the country has to do with having the capability of building a society or not, right?
Because that is building a society. I mean,
okay, right. And some people have the capability of doing that. I'm not disputing that. But there are other people who don't have the capability of doing that. Do you think a newborn baby has the capability of building a society?
Yes, after they get older.
No, I'm not saying after they get older. Okay, so now it's the future capability. So a mentally disabled person, or a disabled person who can't use their feet or their hands, they have the intelligence of an animal. Do you think they're capable of building a society?
Well, no, but those people we have to take care of.
So do you think it's okay to? So do you think it's okay? Do you think it's okay to slit that person's throat and turn them into a cheeseburger?
No, I don't.
So that's just gonna be another contradiction, right? Meaning the morally relevant difference between humans and animals that justifies slitting animals' throats for food, but not humans, is and is not having the capability to build a society. Now I'm gonna move on to the next person because I'm no offense, I feel like this isn't fair because you haven't thought about this much. It was great talking to you, Kendall. I hope you have a good day. Okay.
All right. Bye.
Take care. That just felt bad. That just something about that just felt wrong. Oh God. So vegans are stupid. Let's see you come on live, bud. See how you can do, right? Because so far every single person I've had on today has either justified a human holocaust or ended in a contradiction. So let's see if you can do any better. Like if oh God. All right, accept. Oh, by the way,
yo, Hunter,
on YouTube, I post all my full unedited debates on YouTube. So this is how it goes every time. People end up affirming a human holocaust or contradicting themselves. Hey, how's it going?
Hey, how's it going, buddy? Hey, brother, what's up?
I'm big chilling. What's up with you?
Just out here chilling out too, man, with my dog out here in Costa Rica. Can you see me?
No, I can't. You don't have your video on.
It says I'm on. I didn't even try to connect live. I don't even know how it's connected. But yeah, man, I'm vegan. I'm been vegan almost 7 years, over 7 years now. Activist for about 7 years as well. I love what you're doing. I posted your video the other day. It went viral on one of my pages, like 500,000 views.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What
on Instagram?
No shit. What video was it?
It was the one where you're talking about your story, telling a story, how like pretty much your how you went vegan and everything. And
okay, yeah, probably how I turned from a hunter to a vegan, I'm guessing.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that one sounds to do pretty good. I'll have to follow you on Instagram. What's your Instagram handle?
Shit, man, I have 7 Instagram accounts. And they're all for activism. But the one
after you get off this live, you should go to my page. I have my Instagram in my profile. You should give me a follow, then I'll follow you back.
Yo, I did. I looked on for your Instagram profile. It doesn't exist. Like it just doesn't. Like I searched that exact one you have on your profile page for TikTok, and it just doesn't show up.
That's weird. That's really weird. I'll have to look into that.
Yeah, look into that because it's not even there. I tried because so many people asked me like what your Instagram account was, and I tried sharing it, but like it just doesn't show up. I gave them your page and they couldn't find it either.
That's
but
great. Oh
yeah, but you're following me on TikTok right now. I could send you a message too.
Message
yeah.
Message me, yeah.
Look into your IG, see if you can send me that.
Yep, for sure, bro.
Yeah, brother.
All right, cool. Well, I think I'm going to end the live, to be honest with you. It's been a little over an hour. So, yeah, it's been a good live. As always, the carnists always end up in contradictions or affirming a human holocaust. So I think it went pretty good.
Yeah. No, man, you killed it. You killed it.
It's
There's
always how it
no
goes.
moral justification. No
Yep,
moral
I post my
justification for
full
exploiting animals.
unedited debates on YouTube too if you want to check my YouTube out. So this is how it goes every time. So
Oh, cool.
yep.
Yeah, brother. Okay,
All
well,
right,
keep it
buddy.
up, man. You're doing awesome.
Hey, take care, bro.
You too, bro. Peace.
Peace. All right, guys. Yeah, I'm gonna get off. It's been a minute. I gotta go get my workout in before I work. I'm a third shifter, so yeah. Just go vegan if you have any questions. Send me a follow. I'll try to answer as many as I can. Yeah, and stop animal abuse. It's not cool.